Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Commander Clash podcast. And this week, we're talking about cards that lead to the most spectacular moments and the craziest stories in all of Commander. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Commander Clash podcast, where the Commander Clash crew talks all things Commander, and we have a fun one this week. We are talking about some of my all-time favorite cards in Commander. But before we jump into that, we got a crew to introduce. Joining me today, we got Krim and Phil and Tomer. How's it going today, guys? Are you ready to talk about some spectacular Magic cards?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Great topic.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one because this is the whole reason I play Commander. Like, I don't really care about winning in Commander. I care about these moments and these stories, and these are just some of the cards that I want to see every time I play a game of Commander because that's what the format's all about to me. But before we get to the cards, a reminder that our show today is brought to you by Card Conduit, the easiest way to sell your Magic cards. And if you ever get tired of the hassles of buy listing, you can skip them with Card Conduit. You can use your curated service where you send in as many cards as you want with a buy list value of $1 or more and pay just a 5% service fee. And if you want to do a bit of work, you can use our sorted service where you list and sort your cards in advance and pay just a 2% fee. Either way, you're going to get a detailed report with the results and a fast payment once your order is processed. And you can even get another 10% off by heading over to cardconduit.com/mtgoldfish. Card Conduit, it's the easiest way to sell your Magic cards. And our show is also brought to you by Foil Armor. Do you have problems with your foils curling? Well, Foil Armor is the ultimate solution for flattening your foils. It's a two-way humidity pack that you simply put inside an airtight container with your cards. And Foil Armor will absorb and release moisture, making your cards completely flat. Put it back in your storage box to keep your cards flat forever, and you can head over to foilarmor.com and use the code MTGGoldfish to get 15% off. And now it's time for the comment of the week. So last week, we talked about Avatar, and our top comment comes from @Okurter17 that says, "Big wave from a 52-year-old mom of 4. I love playing Magic with my kids. I played back in the old days, and my kids were brought up on World of Warcraft and role-playing. Now we play Magic as a regular family event, and I need all the pro tips I can get. P.S. I'm still not a grand. Love to see how many grands watch your episodes of podcasts and clashes."
That's
it's
so
always
wholesome.
awesome. I know. It's always awesome to hear about like families playing Magic together and so forth. So super cool.
And World of Warcraft, excellent taste.
Yeah,
excellent
yeah.
taste.
Hopefully Frost Mage, but like
Hopefully Fire Mage.
Okay,
I
Tomer,
can't
get out of
believe we
here.
both
We're
played
not
Mage.
going to have this discussion right now. But
We both played Mage,
will
but we just have
say-
very opposite likes on it.
Yeah. I naturally would play the controlling PvP type, but on that topic, my partner, her mom has been. I taught her Magic and whatnot, and she has been playing a lot. And
Does she
she's
like
been
it?
going out to her local store, and she's just been playing with her friends. And
Awesome.
she's been it's so cool watching my partner's mom like just getting into the game, and she's learning, and she's like, wow, there's really a lot of cards, but it's like having the time of her life. Just like, I don't know what your cards do. I believe you probably, but let's just play. So that's really
so
nice to
cool.
hear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good example how Magic really is for everyone. It is so cool to see more and more stories of people that are not your like traditional 20-something nerd or whatever playing the game and just like how big the game has gotten. It's always fun to hear those stories. So
It's a good
Anyway.
sign, yeah.
Oh, it is a good sign. Let's talk about cards that lead to crazy stories at the table. And let's start with you, Tomer. Give us a card that leads to great stories.
Okay, this is one of my favorite Commander cards, and I very much try to stick on theme with every single card when I build a deck and whatever. I try to go theme and synergy over everything. But this one, if I'm ever in Rakdos, I'm putting in Rakdos Charm. It's
I
it's
thought
classic.
you meant Deadpool.
Oh, absolutely not. I would, even if it's
That's you,
on
Krim.
theme, I would throw it in a river. So Rakdos Charm, though, is when I started playing Commander, which is like 2011. It's 2 mana, black and red, instant. It's a modal spell, as all charms are. So choose one. Option 1 is exile target player's graveyard. Option 2, destroy target artifact. And option 3, which is my favorite one and why I bring it up, each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. Now, this card is still, I would say, very, very good, even all the way in 2025, soon to be 2026, because getting rid of a graveyard at instant speed, always nice. Blowing up an artifact at instant speed for 2 mana, still very nice. But then the third one is like the memory maker. It's like whenever your opponent has more creatures than they have life total, boom, Rakdos Charm, they're dead. I can't count the number of times. Well, I actually can't count the number of times that like somebody has like infinite army and stuff, and then somebody like top decks a Rakdos Charm and wins off it. It just like feels it's such a great moment. Like I still remember to this day, for example, it's like 6 years ago at this point. Commander Clash, Tom MTG Radio. I don't remember the rest of the game, but I just remember he had a army, like an opponent had an infinite army or something ready to kill him. 0 cards in hand, top deck, Rakdos Charm wins, and it, like that sticks with me to this day. It's crazy. I love this card.
This was one of the first cards I thought of too when we talked about this topic. This one just leads to like such exciting, awesome moments. It gets everyone involved because it's hitting all your opponent's stuff, and it's like good enough as a like utility spell that it's okay to have in your deck. Like the creature like spectacular mode is a little situational. Some games it's going to be like spectacular, some games it's not great. But like you said, like it gives some graveyard hate in the deck. You can blow up an artifact. Also, shout out to Villainous Wrath, which is a new addition to remind me of this, but it's kind of got the same like 5 mana. You blow up all the creatures, and target opponent loses like equal to the number of creatures they control before they get blown up.
That's so fun too.
Right,
another one that like adds that kind of moment to the table.
Still remember the Crim Wrath.
I'm just scared of this. The Villainous Wrath is just evil. But Rakdos Charm is like, I should play it more, but then the only deck I play Rakdos in is like a artifact deck, and I just say, there's no synergies, but I think every game will have a board state where this is good. And my god, the time where it kills at instant speed for 2 mana. Brutal.
It does seem like a bad fill card because you're usually the one that's making the infinite board of tokens.
Oh,
and
yeah,
this is symmetrical.
Play
yeah.
this. Yeah.
Great card versus fill decks.
Yes, it is the hard counter to fill.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving on. Crim, what do you got for us for a card that leads to great stories?
So, do the stories have to be overwhelmingly happy, or
No,
can they just
no,
be
we just
memorable?
need a reaction. We just need a memorable reaction.
If people remember it,
Okay, okay then.
It's a
So
story.
All publicity is good publicity, as they say.
Okay then.
Commandeer
I'm glad
Strip
you
Mine
said
is
that.
a horrible memory, and yet it is a memory.
It is a memory.
Okay then.
Memorable.
In that case, I'm gonna bring up one of my favorite cards since always, Spell Shock. 2 in a red. It's an enchantment. Whenever any player successfully casts a spell, Spell Shock deals 2 damage to him or her. Now,
My god. Stacks.
This spell is so fun, and I cannot tell you, I have had so many fun games with this where everyone's like, "Wait, I think I'm gonna die soon."
There's no exceptions.
Monster.
Usually these are like Eidolon, where it's you cast like something 3 or less, or you cast a non-creature spell. But this is just it doesn't care. No matter what you cast, you got to take the 2.
Yeah,
It's funny
And
because I
it's
feel
every player.
it's equally
my
fair.
God.
And
Like
it's because the way I play it isn't like I am, I'm gonna lock you out of the game. No, I've died to my own Spell Shock tons of times. Like it's just like I'm like, why not, right? This is where I truly turn Commander into Mario Party, right? Like it's just like, oh baby, yeah, we're doing it. The game is gonna end.
What deck do you play it in? Do you have a specific deck or just randomly?
Lord of Pain is the number 1 deck that I have.
Group
That one's
Slug.
actually where it's useful, but like I do have my mono red deck that I just put this in here
Just
because
throw it
I'm
in
like,
there.
yeah, why not, right? I put this Sulfuric Vortex, and we're just every turn we're just gonna take some damage for fun. And every time I always die first. I don't think I've ever actually won a game with any deck that has Spell Shock has never ended well for me. I have always died first.
I mean, you
and
gotta get killed, yeah.
Such a
Yeah,
good group slugger.
It's just
Vlagaroth
fun.
Salivates on this one.
But Group Slug is such a fun, memorable
Yeah.
time because the games do come to an end one way or the other, right? And like the whole table now has to work on beating you while you're kind of like also beating on yourself. And I love this
It's
card.
fair.
I do like cards that like involve the entire table because I think it keeps people engaged. It makes the whole experience fun. I don't know if Spell Shock is exactly the direction I would go with those style of cards, but I can
pretty
see
funny.
you from Crim's perspective. Yeah, where you're coming from.
You've got 40 life. You know, what's
That's
the
only
big
20
deal?
spells. That's only 20 spells.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, my argument falls apart. But hey, irrelevant because it's only 40. You got 40 life. Who cares? You know.
The Crim life. Ah, good choice, Crib. Good choice. Phil, what do you got for us?
Okay, so this card, it involves the entire table in a, I think, good way. So first of all, I would mention all the initiative and monarch cards. So everything that introduces an incentive to beat each other up. But this one, it drives the whole table crazy. It is Coveted Jewel, 6 mana. I'm just going to read it, although we all know what it does. Yeah. It enters, draw 3 cards, taps for 3 mana, and then whenever one or more creatures in opponent's control attack you and are not blocked, so Birds of Paradise gets this too, that player draws 3 cards, gains control of Coveted Jewel and untaps it. So we have had multiple games where the objective turned into get the jewel instead of do any reasonable attacks. It just becomes an extra game to get the jewel, and then it rams and it draws cards, so it accelerates the game. It's just such a fun card. It introduces like a side quest that you just... There's like some role-play games, you just do side quests because they're more fun, and this one's certainly more fun than attacking for just damage. You could draw cards and just beat up the person who was greedy the turn before, and then... it's such a cool card. I mean, if you can sacrifice it, it's actually a good card.
Oh, boo.
You, like, copy it, sacrifice it,
Party foul.
nobody gets it.
That's a
I
party
know.
foul.
Play it in Mishra if you want to play it good. But otherwise, it's just fun. It's just super monarch.
Yeah.
There's very few cards in Commander that I would be happy if they showed up every single game of Commander I played, and this is one of those cards. This can show up every single game of Commander, and I'm going to enjoy that game a little bit more because Coveted Jewel showed up.
Yeah.
I love that point in the game when Coveted Jewel, everyone's like punched each other into the ground and they've drawn so many cards, and then you realize, oh God, I don't want to attack you because then the person after me wants to
the next
They're
one.
gonna attack me.
Get hit with the Voltron.
And there's wheeling and dealing. Yeah, I like
That's
this
so
card.
good.
It gets everybody involved. I used to be one of those party foul people where like I like the card, but I'm only going to play it if I can like sacrifice it on demand and stuff. But I think it was like Richard who like really was like pushing like no, you can just play it and it will be fun
Just
for
get
the
it back
table.
with the birds.
Yeah, get back.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like it's fun. Like you don't have to build around it. You can just throw it in, and it just makes the games more exciting and fun for the table. And I
mean, yeah.
I'm
Everyone has more
won
cards,
over
more
it.
mana. And at least it's not just like group hug either because of how like all the politics of it passing around. It's so fun. I
life
love that
totals
card.
must go down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes the game end. That's
You
the other
don't
upside of
need to-
Monarch.
Hit them. You can hit with a Birds of Paradise or Ornithopter. Just need to be unblocked.
And then you end up in like the deal making, like, oh, we need to draw something to deal with this person. So can I hit you so I can draw with the Coveted Jewel because I might draw a Wrath? And it like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, great choice. Well, all right, let's move on to my first pick. And this one, I think Tomer, last season on Commander Clash, pulled off a pretty epic win with Prisoner's Dilemma. Prisoner's Dilemma is a 5-mana sorcery. Says each opponent secretly chooses Silence or Snitch, and then the choices are revealed. If each opponent chooses Silence, it deals 4 damage to them. If each opponent chooses Snitch, it deals 8 damage to each of them. Otherwise, it deals 12 damage to each opponent who chooses Silence, and then you can flash it back for 7 mana. So it is literally the Prisoner's Dilemma on a Magic card, and I love sub-game cards. This is like a little mini game that's taking place inside of a game of Commander, and it's relatively powerful. Like, 4 damage is not a ton, but if you end up taking 12 damage, that can be enough to end the game. I think, Tomer, when you won with it, you copied a few times, which made it much harder to make the choices because it actually did become a position where if you choose wrong, you end up losing the game. And I just think those like sub-game cards are so cool and so much fun. And this one gets everyone involved. I guess the person casting it doesn't really get involved with the Prisoner's Dilemma itself. They're the jailer or whatever. But still, like, it gets the whole
They're
table
the saw
involved. So
guy.
I love this card too. So what do you guys think of Prisoner's Dilemma? Is this card any good, or is it just like a funny meme card?
Well, if you copy it a ton of times,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
it's It's pretty good, but if I'm
There's easier way
firing
to win the game.
if you fire it off as just a one-off, it's still really fun. But I don't know if
Yeah.
it's good. It's just really fun.
It is fun,
Uh,
yeah.
Like peak fun, so much fun they gave it flashback, so you could have the fun again.
Have the
right?
fun again,
But
yeah.
like this is a sweet card, but at 5 mana, that's a lot of mana. But I like it. I play this card. It's such a meme card.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind of
mean,
sad
like-
that it doesn't draw a card or something. Like if it just deals damage, so in some board states it's just whatever. If you would gain some value from this, otherwise you would need to play it in decks that gain value from damage. But that's kind of always the problem with burn and life gain spells.
Yeah.
But it is always fun.
But then
I
you
feel-
make it, the more you add on, Phil, the better of a card it becomes. Then it just becomes
Yeah,
a
that will-
generically
yeah.
good
it's
card,
just- yeah,
right?
I think it's the part of the fun of it is it doesn't show up that often because it is not the most optimal thing to do. And then when it does show up, it's special, I think. Like if every
Mhm.
single like if you want it to be optimized, you just replace this with like Crackle of Power or something in red and it'll kill people
Yeah.
a lot faster. But the fact that it's not that as powerful means that like you make a conscious choice to include it, and then every once in a while you there's like a red player who shows up with it, and that's kind of cool. And yeah, I like it.
The real question: Are you guys snitches? Are you snitches or do you stay silent?
I
Mhm.
Never.
Oh,
I would have
silent
stay silent
always.
with you.
I remember
Seth, of
getting
course.
wrecked by this because I was the one who would choose silence and never snitch, and then y'all were
Yeah.
snitching on me and I died.
So
So
good.
I still remember.
And
Apparently,
the
it was a
funny thing
memorable
is-
moment
The name
because
of
I'm
the
still
game.
complaining about
Yeah.
it now 6 months later. Yeah.
And the funny thing is if you all just like chose like correctly, all of you would have lived.
Yeah.
Even though it was like 4 copies or something. Yeah, it was funny. Oh,
yeah.
so good.
Let's keep moving on. Tomer, back to you. What do you got for us?
All right. I'm going back to one of my favorite commander cards. I only have it in a single deck because I don't run this color combination that much, but oh gosh, I wish I could run it more often. It is Inkshield. Inkshield, 5 mana instance or Orzhov. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to you this turn. For each 1 damage prevented this way, create a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. This card, I know there's not a lot of believers here. I know Krim is with me, but
Tomer, you're
I
just
don't
naming
think
a good card. I don't
Seth is-
understand. What's
This
going
is
on?
like- it's a great like fall. Like, it's the type of card you want in the late game when everybody start turn 8+, when everybody starts having like a lethal board state and you're afraid that you're gonna die at any given time. You hold up that 5 mana, somebody swings at you for like not even lethal. They could just swing at you for like 5 damage, 1 creature usually, and you get, not only do you nullify the damage, but on top of that, you get 10 power of flying creatures onto the battlefield. And then suddenly, your opponents now have to deal with your instant army in a can before it's your turn, or else you're gonna kill them, which I really like. And that's like the low end too. Like if somebody
No.
you just
that's,
prevent
no.
if you
that's
prevent
not the
10
low end.
damage, if you prevent like 10 damage,
What's lower?
Oh my god,
I
it's
know.
20.
I don't
Low end is
understand.
never
What are you
cast
getting
it.
at, Phil?
That's why
Yeah.
we've never seen it. It just doesn't happen.
Because it's Orzhov. It's so
It's
hard.
Orzhov.
It's so hard to play it.
Like, yeah. Honestly, I think that if we just had Orzhov every game, Tomer and I at least will have this in our deck.
That's
Can't really-
true.
Yeah, we've always
That
been
might be
talking about how
true.
good this is, but we just never get to put Inkshield in a deck. That's the problem.
Was it
Yeah,
Phil?
it's
This
kind of the
season-
same with the Rakdos
This
Charm,
season,
yeah.
I'm gonna get you an Inkshield. This is it.
Mm.
I'm gonna force Orzhov every single
I
deck.
played it in the commands.
I was gonna say, didn't you build a Rule Zero deck where you played in? That is gotta be the
That's
worst
the
idea I've ever
worst.
heard. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
You don't
obviously
see
that
it
just
coming.
and
disincentivizes
tell
attacks.
people about it. Yeah.
Or maybe it's brilliant because then no one ever attacks you. You're just
Yeah, it's
guaranteed that
free.
no one will
It's like
ever
a
attack you if you leave
propaganda.
your mana up.
No, it
What
just
do you-
means they have to hold up a counter spell when they attack you or something. If they want to kill you. Like, ugh.
So I think
Yeah, maybe do you just it's holding up 5 mana. If they hold up a counter spell, it's if you don't attack into 5. I guess
That's
yeah.
why you
so
don't show them the Inkshield.
Yes. So the thing is, it's not on my list, but similar cards like Cellular Wreckage and Etherize that are just
So good.
super situational and insane blowouts. And if people attack, they're like, "Oh, please don't tell me you have this."
yeah.
Yeah, Inkshield might just be the problem that it's 2 colors. If it was mono white, I do play a lot of white, so maybe I would play it there. It creates tokens. It triggers the talent. It sucks that it's just prevent all damage. That would be dead, so it's not just combat damage.
Oh, it is all combat
I-
damage. Prevent all combat damage, yeah.
It's
Is a fog.
oh, it's combat damage.
It is combat damage,
Why
yeah.
no? Why no? Life
What?
total can change. Like a power
already so
creep version
good.
of this. Yes.
No, it's already so good. Come on.
There's also like the spider fog one, not as good as
Oh, yeah.
Inkshield, because
Spider
Inkshield is
fog, yeah.
equal to the damage you take, so it makes way more
But-
tokens. But Arachnogenesis does it equal to the number of things attacking you. I think there's an elf one they printed in like
Mhm.
Lord of the
Elf
Rings
one's sick,
Commander
yeah.
that does something like that. Comeuppance is kind of one of those reversal
So
effects.
funny.
But I'm curious, do you guys think just fogs in general qualify as these moment-making story cards? Because I feel like 2 or 3 years ago, I remember having some really big fog moments where we were just like playing a
Mhm.
game and Richard by surprise or someone by surprise would have the fog and it was a pretty big moment. But then I think they became part of our meta. And then I kind of now I kind of expect it. Like if someone has 1 mana up and they're getting attacked for lethal, I don't know if it's exciting anymore when we play them all the time because I just assume that they have the darkness or assume that they have like the fog. But do you think just like fogs in general qualify as these like moment making cards?
I think they
Yeah,
do
they're-
because you still have to play around them, right? Like you could say
Mm.
what you want and think whatever, but like you got to figure out how to do it so that you force the person to use it, right? Because like that game, I think when I played Azula, I didn't even have darkness in the deck. Like
And this is again like Crim's politics is like at S tier level. We're all playing at like B tier because like I had a fog in my deck, but then Crim just managed to manipulate Seth so much with like the reverse psychology that he was so terrible. He killed the other 2 people before he even dared attack Crim. Crim had nothing. He just implanted the thought into his brain.
It worked. It worked because
It
I was
works.
convinced you had the fog or had the fog. You had the darkness. I really
'Cause
thought
he
you
mentioned, he like mentioned, he's like, he like insinuated.
did. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't like Seth actually put that into his own head, and then I didn't even think about it because I had a 1-drop like that was in blue with flash, and Seth just made that darkness appear.
You were just like, wait, tell me when you go to combat, and it was like, and then he's like, oh no, it's
Wait a
darkness.
minute. Oh no,
no.
I gotta kill Tomer and Phil, and then he won't fog me.
I wasn't
like,
even
what?
there.
Tomer and
Morgan.
I guess. So some fogs, the funny fogs, like darkness is pretty fun, but then it can shift into anticlimactic if it's like Teferi's Protection or honestly Flare of Fortitude, even though I like this card. But this one's like, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
But
like
the fogs that are like that only fog, and maybe Inkshield is the best one of this because it's so much. It costs so much. Like darkness costs 1 mana, but at least it only fogs. If it also protects your board, and you would play it anyways, but it also just saves you in this moment. Yeah.
I think
But,
by
yeah,
definition, the memorable cards have to be like fairly uncommon or rare to happen.
Mhm.
Because if you
Yeah.
start seeing them in every single deck, they don't start becoming
not gonna be memorable.
It just
Yeah.
feels like normal. Yeah.
Yep. I would agree with
Although
that.
there are exceptions. I like Chaos Warp, for example. It's like
yeah.
very played.
That's
but-
true.
one.
Yeah, I guess that is. I guess that is true. Yeah, Inkshield, I think it will be a memorable card once Tomer finally
yeah.
casts it. Yeah. Well, I'm
Or
I'm
Or
sitting
Crim.
behind
Crim.
Tomer. I'm waiting. Or Crim,
We
one
just have
of
to
you
force
guys.
Orzhov every
Yeah,
single
how do I
deck.
force Orzhov without it just being an aristocrat?
It's like I
deck?
I tried to pull off Seed Time, and the opponent will just not play a blue spell if you have.
But
this
when
in
it
hand. It's
happens,
just-
it'll be memorable.
It'll
Come
be
on.
so good.
gonna
Seed
happen.
time. That's a good one too, by the way.
Well, speaking of memorable, Crim, we're back to you. Why don't you give us another memorable card?
Well, if you want to talk about like fogs, right, and you want to talk about them not, being memorable, but because like it protects your board, and that's too easy. Okay, yes, but what if I offer you Perch Protection, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
a 4 white instant, gift an extra turn. You create 4 2/2 birds with flying, and if the gift was promised, all permanents you control phase out until your next turn. Your life total can't change. Yada yada yada. Exile Perch Protection. Is this one? See, this is exciting, right, Phil? I know we
Oh, yeah.
talked about like like okay, clever concealment, all that, all those cards kind of just blank your stuff out, and then it's like wild. But The beauty of this one, and and boy, do I love it. It's to gift an extra turn to somebody who's like right after you, or just politic it to where it's like, hey, I'm going to give this person an extra turn. Y'all do whatever you want to do to stop them, but I'm out and I'll see you later.
Yeah.
You deal with them. This card is
It's
6 mana, though.
This is like
It is
the
6
most
mana. It
Crim
would be
card.
insane, though. It would be insane in anything under 6. Like, it plays so much better than it reads that I thinking of putting it into my Brewing Chef
Yeah.
Commander Rule Zero deck because it makes tokens.
Mhm.
It's just so good to... Usually with like, what's the... Secret Rendezvous or something, you want to target somebody that's super far behind. With this one, it might sometimes be the best play to give the absolute problem
Yes.
just an
for
extra
sure.
chance that
That's
kill the
how you
rest of the
do it.
table. You can't kill me.
That
and then,
sounds so
yeah.
wrong.
That's,
and
but
then
like,
try
yeah,
to eke it out after this.
it reads so badly, and I've had these conversations with people for a while. I remember, like, I don't remember what it was, but like we had a podcast or something where I was like trying to passionately defend it, or a video I did on it. I don't know. People complained that I spiked the card. I didn't, by the way, and it's back down. So you stop wrestling your jimmies for a second. But the card, it looks like it's bad. It looks like it's a bad card. 6 mana. Give your opponent a turn. Are you crazy? But yeah, the whole point is that either you make somebody a problem so you completely deflect and you peace out and the other 2 people have to deal with it, or somebody's a problem and you're like, hey, I'm going to give you an extra turn. You deal with it. I'm not going to die, but like now they have a fighting chance to have more resources to deal with the problem. It's so easy to get an advantage out of it. I've seen it also. It was played against me multiple times in Vegas this year. I think it was like 2, 3
Really?
times. And each time I lost to it. There was one time when your partner, Crim, was actually in that game, and the person who played Perch Protection also like politicked it in a way that I died from it. and then that person actually won off it, which was very cool to see. So I love this card. And I still remember that game from Vegas.
Yeah,
Hence,
memorable. Yeah. And I mean, like 4/2/2 birds is a lot of power. I think the card's actually just like kind of good.
You
I
can
think
just
you
cast
could,
and kill people.
yeah.
It didn't even have to give me the birds, to be honest with you. I just want to give someone an extra turn and not be there to deal with it.
Not
Right?
to deal
Like,
with the
It's
consequences
8
of your
power
choice.
flying at instant speed. I mean, it's not nothing.
yeah, it's definitely nothing to like ignore, but it is the ideal situation.
Oh.
I want to give somebody this turn.
Mhm.
So
Has
this
anybody
is
ever seen
definitely
this
why.
without the turn? Just a instant speed for
I
2/2.
I
Yeah,
honestly
but
didn't realize that
somebody's
was an
at 8.
option. Like, I know
Yeah.
it is, but it
Yeah.
feels like it's not an option. It feels like if you're playing
Yeah.
this, you have to give him the turn, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
Talk
threw
about
this in
party
my want
fouls.
list
But you could
because
just kill
now I
somebody with
really want
that.
to put it into the brewer deck.
Yeah.
But like, if
So good.
these tokens get buffed or something,
Yeah.
that seems
triggers Caretaker's talent.
instant. Oh,
Draw one more card on your way out.
Yeah.
Well, that
I
is a
wish
good
there
one.
was an extended foil. Like there's an extended, but man, this artwork would look
I
crazy
gotta
in
reprint
foil.
it. So then nobody can
No, I
complain
want
that
the
I'm
same
spiking
artwork.
it.
Tomer, did you
I
spike
mean,
this
it's not
card?
too expensive.
I
Yeah,
hope
Tomer, why'd you
not.
spike it? Why'd you spike it?
Oh,
Why would you
I only have
spike
one
this?
copy. I probably need to
I
pick
wanted a
up the second
copy,
one at the very
but
least.
then I didn't have enough money because Tomer
Yeah.
spiked it on me.
Yeah, confirmed spike. Tomer's a spike also.
Don't
I was
worry,
at
Seth.
the
I have
local
a
game
stack
store.
of 50 behind me. I'm gonna I'll send you one for $10.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, thank you. Now we're good.
You get the
wait,
goldfish
$10?
discount.
That's
Yeah.
a spike
That's
price.
That's
All right, Phil, back to you.
All right. I mean, you got to do this. This one is not like the other ones were a little group hug. I guess not. They weren't even group huggy. This one's just for me. It's just a card that I really happily play, but another one of those that I really want to get power crept. It is Mirror March. 6 mana enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, flip a coin until you lose a flip. For each flip you've won, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Those tokens gain haste. Exile then at the beginning of the next end step. So ways to power creep this would be, please don't cost 6 mana. Also make the creatures sacrifice, not exile. Also make them non-legendary, whatever. I still
Yeah.
play it in my, I think, Maelstrom Wanderer deck because it's just so fun. Like, once you resolve this, each creature could be the end of the game. You could just win infinite flips. You won't, although I do have one coin that is notoriously rigged.
Cheater coin. I
Well,
remember
just straight
that.
up
Has anybody
I
been
also
there
have
when
a-
I
a-
flipped
I remember
the
that in
pirate
Vegas.
coin?
You just
Yeah.
kept flipping. Yeah.
Dude,
But then
wait, hold
it's
on.
like when I say the other side comes up, the other side goes out. It's just rigged in my favor. So
That's
be
weird. I
scared if
must
I get
have
the pirate coin.
the brother
other
of
one,
that
you know?
coin where it's
There's
it's
been
rigged
games,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh,
where
yeah.
every time this is a 6-mana enchantment that just hits and I get the opposite of what I call, and it's just
I
tails
have
cool.
had this happen, yep.
This is one of the cards that I associate like early from Brewer's Kitchen, like Phil. Like I think I don't know if it was first you did it on Clash or you first did it as a Brewer's Kitchen video, but I know you did.
Oh yeah, I did a video
lot,
where it's nowadays it is kind of scary because people know that like technically he's very scary now.
Yeah.
And then it's 6 mana do nothing.
Statistically.
I want it on a commander, just either Teemo colors or something that has this text box as a commander for like 4 mana, and then something that can play Risen Reef. So with Risen Reef, this actually you don't need to luck out too hard to draw your entire deck or like put your entire deck in your hand and battlefield.
Right, yeah.
Because
they all
stack
trigger
up
each
and
other,
there's
yeah.
Same with and this one's kind of scary. It's Terror of the Peaks kills instantly once you win 2 flips or something. I just wish it was a little power crept. Don't overdo it, Watsy. Although this is coin flipping.
Yeah, there's still
How
luck
bad
in
can it be?
Valve, right? Yeah, it's still a luck card. I think the
Imagine
non-legend...
how hard you have to power creep this to make it into like a standard deck where it's just worth playing.
It'd have
this
to be like 2
competitively.
mana or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine. Just give it a little push.
The-
Very cool artwork. Shout
Working-
out Johannes Voss. This one.
Working with Legends would be huge. Like, I think if they printed
Oh,
this
yeah.
today for the first time, it would have the, like, exclusion that you could copy your Legends, especially since you got to sack them anyway, right? It's not like you can build a big board of them forever, so I think that'd be fine. I feel like coin flipping is inherently one of those mechanics that leads to those moments. Like, outside of Mana Crypt, which is pretty boring coin flipping, but, like, Invert Polarity leads to pretty good moments.
Oh, yeah.
Rakdos, a showstopper. It's like flip coins to see what survives. Like, even Boom Pile. When I think of Richard, I think of, like, some pretty epic games that, like, come down to the flip of a coin of a Boom Pile, whether, like, we're all going to survive or the game's going to end on the spot.
Yeah.
So I think coin flipping just tends to be, and I'll never forget Krim talking about his bad luck with Mirror March.
The omniscience.
With Usury or whatever. We're winning 5 in a row. Like,
Oh
just
my
in the
God,
blind,
yeah.
5 in a row. Oh, I have an omniscience now and drew a bunch of cards. Like,
Yeah.
you did it twice,
The
did
luck-
you, in a game? It was
On that
ridiculous.
trade luck.
Triosu, he had to rig the client somehow to do it. I don't even know.
Yeah, it wasn't even
Advanced
the
coding
pirate
system.
coin.
I think coin flips are very memorable always if you just leave out Crux-Sum. As soon as you put Crux-Sum in,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Then that's
But, like,
yeah.
party foul.
Yeah, party foul.
Definitely party foul.
Same with dice rolling and random cards.
Yeah,
Like everything
extra
random.
rolls. Nah.
Sometimes Cascade, but if you really build around Cascade, it should be fine. Unless you're me on Clash, which somehow doesn't work.
Yeah, you're always going to hit the X spell somehow. All right, let's keep moving on. Next up for me, I have one of my favorites. One of my favorite versions of this effect is cards that make your opponent make a choice. And depending on what they choose, they either end up fine or end up dying, maybe. And that card for me, the first one I think of is Combustible Gearhulk, a
Oh, yeah.
6 mana 6/6 first striker. When it enters, target opponent can have you draw 3 cards, or if they don't, you mill 3 cards, and they have to take damage equal to the combined mana value of those cards. So, especially if you're playing a deck with a bunch of big things in it, it leads to this really exciting moment where your opponent has to make this decision of, okay, do I let them draw 3 cards? Do I mill it? How expensive is their deck? How much damage can I take? How much life total am I at? And it leads to this really exciting, like, moment at the table where your opponent has to decide what to do. And I just think it's a really, really fun effect. And it's not, like, overpowered. I guess you can blink it and try to get more triggers out of it. It's artifacts. You can have some artifact synergies. But even just playing it fairly leads to really fun moments. Another card that's similar, I shouted out, is Palantir of Ornthanc. Although that one gets much
The
more
Orn.
boring once people, like... if people always had to do it, but eventually the choice is gone, right? Because the way it works, it's a 3-mana artifact. Beginning your end step, you put an influence counter on it in Scry 2. Then target opponent can have you draw a card. If they don't, then they mill equal to the number of counters on it and take damage equal to the total mana value, or lose life equal to the total mana value of the milled cards. But the problem with Palantir is it's like a choice maybe the first turn or two, and even then it's almost not, because people have just figured out, like, typically you always mill them the first time, maybe the second time, and then you always let them draw third, fourth, fifth time. So it reads like a card that would lead to exciting moments, but now that people have played with it for a while, it doesn't always lead to those moments, because it's kind of just like doing the same thing every time. But Combustible Gearhulk, I think, is one of my favorite. Like, it's kind of a chaos card, but not in the way that Tomer hates, where it's like actually messing with the table, but it's leading this, like, this kind of chaotic moment. But what do you guys think about Combustible Gearhulk?
I find it, still a good one. It's still so much fun. It has so many fun moments inside games. It's still to this day, I actually am very happy that I have my masterpiece of this. I still use this card.
Did you open it or did you buy it?
Yeah. I opened that one.
Nice. That's nice.
At the time, when I opened it in Kaladesh, it was not the sickest. But like, you know,
yep, could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been a lot better for any masterpiece. But over time, as Commander became popular, I was very happy about my Combustible Gearhulk. And even if it's been reprinted in the ground, there's just too many fun moments.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, I love all the stuff that's like, you know, people reveal stuff from the top of the library, and then people get hurt, and it's just like there's like one the Crim I associate with Crim a lot. It's on his list, but we'll get to it. I think.
Oh, well,
very nice.
Yeah, actually, Crim, we'll reverse the order this time. Tell me, you can go after Crim. Crim, what is your similar card, since we're talking about this effect?
Okay, it's a newer card from the Spider-Man set, and you know, it's the Parker Luck, baby. All right, you got the Parker Luck, and for those that don't know what the Parker Luck is, this card is a 3-mana enchantment, and I'm gonna read the exact wording here, because you pretty much reveal both cards off your deck, but at the beginning of your end step, 2 target players each reveal the top card of their library. They each lose life equal to the mana value of the card revealed by the other player. Then they each put those cards into their hand. So the shortened version is that you choose 2 people who will reveal the top cards of their deck. They will lose the life of the revealed card of the other player and then put it in the hand. This is so much fun because you don't have to always target yourself. You can have it so 2 other people do it. Of course, if you saw me try to play Keen Duelist as a commander all of last season, I always target myself for the most part, and I always get punished. But it is so much fun playing this card in Keen Duelist style effects. Just because, I don't know, everybody draws cards, and it's the randomness of how much life we choose. And of course, the one time I just choose to keep leaning in on Phil, he just keeps revealing 8 drops every time.
And, you know he likes his value. What are you... Why are you surprised?
I played a reanimator deck, so...
it was a reanimator deck.
We're not playing this game to be scared,
Nothing
you know?
but 8
So you
drops.
gotta you gotta take the 8 to the dome. But it's led to so many silly moments across the pod. Whether it's just 2 people just getting group slugged out of the game by my own, spell, or me just removing myself from the game randomly with it.
And I also like that it does draw the people cards too, because then there's like this like tension between, do I want to try and do I want to be picked? You know, like maybe sometimes I'm desperate for card draw. I'm willing to take greatness at any cost. You know, I'm willing to take Dark Confidant to the face. But like also sometimes when you're at low life, you know, or when you're in when you're in the single digits, that it starts becoming like a very sweaty, like you start sweating a little bit. It gets a little bit tense. And I really like how it does both, you know, like you can use it politically, you can also use it to kill people, and there's a little element of randomness, unless you're doing like top deck manipulation, but like for the most part, you don't have to do that. Yeah.
Although
I mean,
also you could.
You just gotta own it.
On a small tangent though, there's one card that I forgot the name, so I couldn't bring it up when you brought up Combustible Gearhulk. But there's one card that I feel is adjacent to it, and I've had so much fun playing it. And I just keep forgetting because it's Doctor Who, and Doctor Who is a void in my intelligence For some reason, I don't know.
Yeah,
The
me
Doctor Who
too,
cards
or
just
Doctor
like
or something.
they keep showing up and disappearing in my brain for some reason. Ensnared by the Mara.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
It's a 4-mana red
Yeah.
sorcery. Each opponent faces a villain's choice. They exile cards from the top of the library until they exile a non-land card. Then you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Or they choose to exile, the player exiles the top 4 cards of their library, and then Snared by the Mara deals damage equal to the total mana value of those exile cards to that player. So it's not tied to a big old creature like the Gearhulk, but you're potentially casting 3 spells, 1 for each opponent, or they're all taking possibly a lot of damage, and I really like it. And also, you're taking from your opponent's stuff too. You're not even getting your own library, so it's even more random in a way I like.
Oh, it's so cool. I'm pretty
This
sure.
one got us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played it when we
4-mana,
did our
draw
Doctor
3.
Who Clash with the Valeyard and managed to like have some other card that copied it a couple times, and I'm pretty sure it ended up winning me that game. So yeah, I remember that one too. It is a really fun one. Now, Tomer, I think technically it's kind of your pick now since we went out of order.
Oh yeah, I got 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 double up.
Wow.
All right, this one is one that I initially put in for a very specific deck, and then I was just like, no, it's going into all my blue decks because it's very funny. Domineering Will. Domineering Will, it's a 4-mana blue instant that says target player gains control of up to 3 target non-attacking creatures until end of turn. Untap those creatures. They block this turn if able. So this is a very flexible card. So the Galaxy Brain thing, the Galaxy Brain. So the lowest one is like, this is a fog, right? You are being attacked. You steal 3 non-attacking creatures. Suddenly they are blockers. And maybe you kill some creatures on the way. The blockers might die. The attackers might die. It's all win-win. You love it. Then the second level of the Galaxy Brain is, what if my opponents are being attacked and I want some creatures to die? I will gift them blockers. The blockers need to block, so they die. It's great. And then the final level, the Ultra Galaxy Brain this is a triple threaten effect. If you have a haste enabler on the battlefield, it doesn't give the creatures haste, but if you have a haste enabler on the battlefield, you can steal it. Then they have haste, and you move to combat, and you swing with 3 creatures for 4 mana.
Jeez.
Didn't you hose somebody this past season with this card?
I think it was Drownu. I think I gave somebody
or-
Drownu and then they died with the blockers.
That sounds right. Yeah.
But this card is like, it's a very silly card.
I have never played this, but I think you have me convinced that I should play it because it does look like it's super fun and all those shenanigans sound really cool. And it kind of seems like it might actually be kind of good too, like as mono blue removal or something, because blue's not the best removal color. So being able to get rid of 3 problematic things in like a funny way actually might make it a powerful card.
This
It's
is
similar
this
to
is like
Reigns of
early
Power.
Commander, right?
It's very early Commander card.
It
This is like a early
2011.
precon card, right? If I remember correctly, this was the Thraxamundar deck.
So
Or was it
Commander
yeah.
2014. So yeah, it was the Thraxamundar deck.
Oh, good with sack outlets too, by the way. You can like just steal a
Yeah.
creature and sack it. Yeah. But it's not as
I guess
goofy.
Reigns of Power is a little. It's just more sealing, and then less floor. I don't know. So Reigns of Power just straight up untaps and flips all the like yours and somebody's creatures, which also works with Sacrifice Outlet. This one works in combat though, right? Yeah. I think both of them are just, I think, very good. Even the wrong turn or whatever, where you give somebody, like everything that changes control of creatures leads to great situations, but also if you play it correctly or in the right situation, they're all blowouts.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just jam them in any deck, and they're going to be funny and lead to big moments, or you can build around them, and then they become like kind of devastating. I play Reigns of Power in my Flibblethip deck, and it's actually very good. I've won some games with it just by like trading my bad board of Flibblethip creatures for someone's good board of like powerful creatures, and getting
Reigns
them,
give
so-
haste.
It's blue
as well.
insurrection, basically. But
Yeah.
it's speed.
especially
It's
if
like
you don't
very
build a big
narrow,
board. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Phil, I think we're back around to you. What do you got for us?
All right, this one, man, I'm just saying cards that I like, but this one
yeah.
led to one of the most memorable moments is in the first Vegas. Somebody played a deck that could deal like an astronomical amount of damage, and the way they did it is with Astral Dragon. So nowadays it's so expensive, but back then it was cheap, and luckily when I get my copies, it was cheap. It's a 8 mana 4/4 flying. When it enters, create 2 tokens that are copies of target non-creature permanent on the battlefield, except they are 3/3 dragon tokens, and they have flying. So if you copy like a damage tripler with this, it gets nuts. The thing that I'm trying to say is they are kind of like Machine God's Effigy, where they always lead to crazy situations that you can't really prepare for. Like your own deck should have something cool to copy, but it does copy non-creature things, so it could be anything. I don't know. It just always leads to crazy situations, and it can get out of hand if you copy anything that doubles or triples. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is another one where it's like, it's a card that you can build around, right? Because there's a bunch of combos for this card. So you can build your deck in a way that's trying to use this as your finisher, but you can also just play it super fairly and just be like, I'm a blue deck, and I'm going to play it, as Phil was saying, where I'm copying things on the battlefield. And then it does lead to just some really wonky situations. I was playing this also, going back to that Flibblethip deck. We're talking about all the cards in my Flibblethip deck today, but it's in my Flibblethip deck with no combos, just because it's a cool, like, big dragon with an enters trigger for Panharmonicons. And there's been games where I've accidentally comboed with something from my opponent's deck, where I just play this and they have the right thing on the battlefield. It's like, oh, I guess I actually go infinite because of something you played. So it does lead to some really, especially if you don't build around it, it leads to some really, really like funny and unique moments that you just won't see with any other card.
Super flashy. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, very flashy. Well, speaking of flashy, actually, I guess this isn't flashy, but next up for me, I got kind of 2 cards, I guess, because they're kind of very similar. And those cards are Wand of Wonder and also Chaos Wand. So Chaos Wand was the original, and then they gave the better version in the future, the Commander version. But Chaos Wand, it is a 3 mana artifact that says you can pay for and tap it, and target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile instant or sorcery card. You can cast that card without paying its mana cost. You put the exiled cards that weren't cast to the bottom of the library in the random order. Wand of Wonder, it's the same thing, but it's got some dice rolling involved in it. It's a 4 mana red artifact. You pay for, roll a d20. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library till they hit an instant or sorcery. And then you can cast up to X of those cards, where X is 1 if you rolled 1 to 9, 2 if you rolled 10 to 19. In 20, you get to cast all 3 of your opponent's cards. So Wand of Wonder makes whiffing a little bit harder, which actually in some ways I think makes it less exciting, because a lot of what I like of Chaos Wand is this huge risk moment where when you activate this, you have to try to choose the person who you think has like the best hits in their deck. So you already got a little sub game going on there. But when you activate this, you could be hitting some ultimatum or something that is just game ending, or like a wrath that the table desperately needs. A painful truth.
Yeah,
or you can hit a painful
my favorite thing
that
that
does
whiff
literally
horribly.
nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the moment we're still talking about the painful truths off the Chaos Wand. The other moment I can think of with this card from Commander Clash, and I can't remember who it was, but someone used it to spin into a counter spell and like hit some key spell on the stack with the Chaos Wand. And those are just like such amazing moments. Like that was years
you
ago.
monster.
Was it me that did it?
I was playing Asperia, and I had this. I accidentally attacked into Krim, and we had like a 5-minute debate on whether or not I'm playing badly or I actually have a combat trick in my hand. And so like eventually he was like, I'm gonna block. I need to block. I believe you made a mistake. And then I had the combat trick, and then Seth just spun into like Chaos Wand, spun it into the counter spell, and I was like begging him, "Don't, please, we have to deal with Krim." He's like, "But it's so funny. I hit the counter spell. Like this is perfect. I had it." And then he countered me, and I died, of course, obviously. But yeah.
See,
it's
Tomer,
I still remember that.
Tomer remembers. I think that
And
was
I'm not
Moto
bitter
era
about
Commander
it, Seth.
Clash too.
I don't have any grudges. Thank you for reminding me.
Is the history of Commander Clash me just blowing out Tomer in increasingly brutal ways? But yes, it leads to moments like that, which Tomer described absolutely perfectly there. But
Just
those
like
are
that.
things you can do with Chaos Wand, yeah. All right, let's go once around, do a little mini round here. Not a full-on speed round, but we got about 10-15 minutes left. So let's go one more time around, starting with Tomer.
Okay, this one I'm kind of sad that Phil's not on the Clash crew anymore as a regular. He comes as a guest pretty often though, because this card I started jamming in all my when I was big on red. And Phil and Seth were on at the table all the time. I started putting this in all my red decks, and I still haven't gotten anybody with it yet because I haven't seen it. But soon, don't worry, soon. Runeflare Trap. It's a 6-mana instant red trap. But if it says if an opponent drew 3 or more cards this turn, you may pay 1 red mana rather than paying the 6 red mana. And then it deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. So both Seth, I like drawing cards. Who doesn't? But I think Seth and Phil are so addicted to it, especially Seth, I would say,
yes.
that they always have at least 15 cards or something in a given hand. And oh my god, one day I'm gonna get that Runeflare Trap in my hand. You're going to Seagate Restoration, draw 30 or whatever. Runeflare Trap's waiting. Then I'm going to copy it, maybe once, and that'll be it. And I'm so excited.
I have nightmares
right
about
after the
Inkshield. I'm so excited. No, it's 1 mana, though, if you draw 3 or more, which is just a regular turn for you, Phil.
Yeah, one mana.
I'm not sure.
I think that, so how much damage they'll do will be a little variable, right? But I imagine in a typical Commander game, you're going to find a window to cast this for 1, right? I'm having a hard time thinking of a Commander game I've played where someone didn't draw 3 cards at some point. And then if this is dealing 10, 15 damage for 1 mana, that's kind of insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if you copy it,
and then that's
okay.
This card is it gives me
I
nightmares.
think it would just be better to copy a big score. I don't know, 15 damage, sure.
I mean,
it kills
if
people.
If the opponent has drawn
kills people,
15 cards, I don't know if that's enough.
It's like the ultimate gotcha. It's like you draw 20 cards or something, and oh, I'm so ahead, you guys, and I'm just like,
okay, but I just drew
Rakdos
20 cards.
Y'all
It's like Rakdos Charm.
definitely.
It's great.
I see Tomer's train of thought though, because I did not think Sword of War and Peace was good until I played it.
I
looked
never
so
beat that
mid,
card.
and then
but Seth and Phil specifically make these
their
cards
favorite card
really
is
good.
Reliquary Tower.
That card
I
just
mean,
counters me, yeah.
True, yeah. Okay, so the problem is, I think that I don't know how many times you really draw 3 cards. It's usually hey, I make this token and I sacrifice this, and when it sacrifices it, it reveals cards and there's a lot of triggers, but actually explicitly drawing cards, Risen Reef doesn't draw cards.
I cast a lot of Seagate Restoration, so
you have to just draw 3 in a turn, right?
Yeah, if it's
you draw for your
Seagate
turn, and then you have to draw 2 more if it's your turn.
I guess that's true. It doesn't have to be 3 at once.
Yeah,
just 3
I would
during
die to this.
Yeah,
of course.
You just as long as you drew 2 extra cards on your turn, that's 3. Boom. Now you cast for 1.
But then you also need to have more than 5 cards in it. It's kind of just good in the one time every few games where you actually.
That's why it's going to be memorable.
It's probably more
funny.
Good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True. Sure. I'm not gonna. That is true. If it
so
works,
excited.
it's glorious.
There will be a game eventually where I see a restoration with 10 cards in hand,
yeah.
go up to 20 cards, and I just die for 1 mana. So that situation will happen. It won't happen often, but I'm sure it will happen eventually. And I'm not looking forward to it, but I probably deserve it after all the blowouts I've given Tomer, apparently, that he remembers so well.
For all the
I'll
memories.
write down Seth on it. I'll alter it. So just write Seth on it.
You say blowout, I just say memories.
Yeah, just memories. I think they're good memories. I don't know if Tomer
I'm sure you do.
I wake up in a cold sweat some nights just thinking about, no, don't strip mine. I only have 1 land, Seth, please. You already commandeered my mana crypt, please.
Grim, what do you got for your last pick?
For my last pick, it's going to be Zenos ye Galvus. Now, this is a 5 cost from Final Fantasy. And, okay, first off, if you think about the lore of this character, the reason why his thing is my first friend, dude has I would say an unhealthy and very toxic relationship with the main character. And he calls it friendship, but I call it he is definitely a rival, right? Peak anime rival. And the main reason why I picked this card is because the backside. The front side gives -2/-2 to everything, but when a creature, the chosen creature, leaves the battlefield, transforms Zenos. And that's when you get Shinryu Transcendent Rival. As this creature transforms, choose an opponent. And then Burning Chains, his mechanic. When the chosen player loses the game, you win the game. So I play this. This card is like probably no right in being in my flash decks, but I try to flash him in so many times to see. I've never gotten it to work, by the way. This has never won me anything. But the idea here is there's been times where I've gotten close, where somebody's getting attacked. I flash this in to try to benefit off of that player dying. Problem is, he also gives everything -2/-2, so it kind of throws off the combat math. So I really need to make sure that this person is losing the game so that I can win the game. And that's the whole goal. And the hoops I have gone through to try to make this happen is many. And it never works. But it doesn't matter, because the main thing here is the memory that I know the day when I pull this off, it's going to pop. And being able to play, if you have this as your commander, sure, you could do it easily because you have Deadly Rollick. You have all these things that you get these free spells, clear the way, easily can flip them over. But doing it in a deck where he is not the commander, it is very hard to win through Burning Chains. And that is a memory in itself. Y'all saw this too, because last stats episode for last season, this is in almost all my decks.
I think it did show up on your most played creature list. Yeah, somehow. I mean, I think this is a good one because I think that alt win cons are very memorable, especially ones that you don't see often. If it's Thassa's Oracle or a common one, then it's not very memorable. But I remember Niatuk, our editor, winning with Door to Nothingness, this weird Door to Nothingness where he killed the whole table by untapping a deck. Things like that you see very rarely, I think are inherently big moments, crazy stories, memorable moments. So I think this fits perfectly. It might take you a lot of games to actually pull it off, but once you do, it is going to be a great moment.
Yeah, I think the fact that you have to work for it and it's so convoluted sometimes is just what makes it so
it
good.
Better.
Yeah. It's very exciting, the tension, because you see I see the thing, you win the game, and that's it immediately adds tension to the game, because it's oh no.
Oh, yeah.
And then you chose me. Oh no. That's foreboding.
Let's move on to Phil. Phil, what do you got for your last choice?
Oh no, this is a type of cast that I would have assumed that Krim mentioned this. Though the first card I'm going to mention is Misleading Signpost. It's a 3-mana rock with flash that when it enters during the declare attacker step, you may reselect which player or permanent's target creature is attacking. There's also Windshaper Planeta. It's an angel that allows you to, when it enters the battlefield during the declare attacker step, for each attacking creature, you may reselect which player or planeswalker it attacks. And then Portal Manipulator from Clue is when it enters during the declare attacker steps, choose target player and any number of target attacking creatures their opponents control. Those creatures... target attacking creatures their opponents controls. Those creatures are now attacking that player. My God, this text work is... So for some, they all do very similar things, but they are worded differently. I guess one reference all 1/1, and then the other one is just, I don't know, weird wording. But this one's a little like Settle the Wreckage, where it's a little like a clever fork. Not as clever as Domineering Will, maybe, but it's such a cool utility, and you rarely ever see it. I sometimes try them. I played them in the Inkshield deck. I wanted to use this to attack myself so I can get somebody with Inkshield, the planetary thing. It didn't work. I didn't draw it, but yeah, this is just a super. Not broken at all. I don't think you can break this. I guess you could kill somebody with this, but in this case, somebody else would have gotten killed. This is just very fair magic, but very rare and super unique.
Yeah, I mean, Misleading Signpost is one I've played the most. I don't think I've played the other ones, but that's another one that I've played. Because there's also a 3-mana rock with Flash, which is like
Yeah.
Oh my god,
fine.
it's expensive now. Whew.
Is it expensive
Oh
now?
my
It
God.
is over
Oh,
$10
it's
now.
$11
My God.
only, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jeez. I didn't realize it got so
Oh,
expensive. But it
no.
does lead to really funny moments. It's just like something people don't expect. And it's a little bit like, kind of, like, I guess like Inkshield is not the worst comparison, where it's this like fog effect, but it adds in the tension of like damage being dealt on top of it. So for such a
Yeah.
simple, basic card of being a 3-mana mana rock, is actually like super fun.
I think it's actually like the huge thing about Inkshield is like, yes, if you don't get to cast it, you only have that mana out for Inkshield, and you feel like you've done nothing. But this one is just like, okay, nobody attacked me. I can just cast it as a
Ramp.
mana rock, and it's like fine.
Yeah.
Okay, it costs 1 extra, I guess, to ramp, but who cares? Like the payoff is worth the risk, So for how much the extra cost is, so I really like this one. It's just a funny card, and the requirement to do it is not that much.
I think this is the mana rock that I play the most, simply for the tricky moments. But
Yeah.
the amount of games where I just sit there and I'm like, do I actually play this as a mana rock?
He's just
Playing
playing
Yeah.
Mana Rock.
I think it's
so
correct
hard.
just to run it out, but even though it
Yeah.
feels bad every
That's
time, but
boring,
I
though,
think it is
yeah.
correct. But like, yeah, because you want to get that blowout with it, you want to make that moment, like you want the
Yeah,
first
You
yeah.
don't need the mana anymore, I guess. Like if it's like turn 9, it's like I'm not gonna cast it anymore, I guess.
Let's round things out with a card that leads to crazy moments. Probably the best card that we've talked about all day, or the most stapley card. But it's one of those cards that leads to great stories and crazy moments, but you really don't want it to happen when you're the one casting the card. And that card is Gamble. Gamble's just a 1-mana tutor, 1-mana sorcery speed. Search your library for a card, put it in your hand, but then you have to discard a card at random and shuffle. And that's the part of the card that leads to the best moments. If someone casts a vampiric tutor, a demonic tutor, a diabolic tutor, and lane tutor, I'm checking my phone. I don't care. Search through your deck. Like, there's nothing for me to do. There's no reason for me to be engaged with the game while you're demonic tutoring, right? It doesn't matter. I can't tell what you're doing. There's no point to it. When someone casts a Gamble, though, I am all over that, because I am rooting for you to discard whatever card you just tutored up. And that does happen on occasion. And it's even funnier when it happens when you have 7 or 8 cards in your hand, because then you know mathematically that should not be happening. So Gamble, along with being one of the best red tutors, it's the only tutor in Magic that I actually think leads to crazy stories and awesome moments. And I think it's worth playing just because of that. Like the risk of it makes it so much more satisfying to me than playing like a demonic tutor or something. But what do you guys think of Gamble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only fun tutor. I guess there's similar
Mhm.
effects, like the artifact gamble or whatever. But
Right.
this one's just
And the
it's so
perfect
cheap.
game.
It's you can gaslight yourself into thinking, well, it's just you gotta play this. But then I have phases with this where I play this, and then I try this, and then I play this on turn 1 or something, and discard my land, and then I'm just mana screwed. It is very fun though, and I think it's the fairest tutor of the good ones. I don't even know
Yeah.
if it's good.
I don't really run that many tutors in my decks personally, but like if I did want to run more tutors, this would be high up there. And it's like one of those cards that I would always never run, because I always feel very unlucky with it. I'm like, yes, very powerful card, but I just won't run it because I always get screw myself over with it. And that was the same thing that I had with Chaos Warp. Chaos Warp, objectively, a very good card. And I just avoided it because I always got unlucky with it. But now that's kind of like the fun. I've embraced the fun aspect of it. I'm just ruining myself sometimes. And that makes me appreciate Gamble more. Like,
Yeah.
power level aside, as long as I realize, like, oh, it makes things more interesting that I can
Yeah.
randomly get ruined. Yeah.
It makes the
Makes
card
it better.
worse. It's worse
Yeah.
that way, but it also leads
Yeah.
to more interesting moments. I'm glad you brought up Chaos Warp too, because I think those definitely deserve a mention at least. Because as far as just like
Tybalt's trickery as well.
yeah, Tybalt's
We're
trickery.
them all
As
the
far
time
as
now.
cards that you see all the time in a game of Commander, those lead to some very good moments and stories too. Because you just you never know. That's the fun of like the random effect. Anyway, I think that brings us to the end of our Commander Clash podcast of cards that lead to great moments and crazy stories. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to our sponsors for supporting the show. And we'll be back next week to do it all again. So until then, have a great week, everyone. And this is Akuru signing out.